Where have you learned about history? Books, movies maybe? They'll give you the basics, but nothing compares to a first-hand account of events from the people who lived through them.
That's why an organization called HistoryMakers is traveling the country taping interviews with African Americans who have shaped society.
The thing that always concerned me about the civil rights movement here in Lexington.
Audrey Grevious was a leader in Lexington's civil rights movement, known for organizing downtown lunch counter sit-ins, fighting segregation.
Every Sunday morning, my husband and I had to get out there and clean up some of the worst filth that you can imagine that had been thrown in my yard.
Her memories are a living history lesson on their way into a national video archive of African American history through the HistoryMakers project.
It's primary source history, which is a really amazing thing.
HistoryMakers has done 400 interviews in the last 3 years, traveling all over the country.
We've been to Denver, Wichita, Philadelphia, Detroit, Grand Forks, Aberdeen.
Today's stop, Lexington, just one thread in the rich tapestry of African American history.
Lexington's just as important as Montgomery or any place else in the United States in terms of civil rights.
There are people who have had important roles to play in history, in the civil rights movement, in all parts of the country.
The people we've interviewed here in Lexington have really been, pioneers.
When Audrey found out she was on the list, she was hesitant at first, but took her seat in front of the camera for the greater good.
We complain because nobody knows what went on, and how are they going to know if somebody who is involved doesn't tell them?
Stories from her lips to this lens left as history for all of us. HistoryMakers did 5 interviews in Lexington, including the city's first African-American councilman, Harry Sykes, and Coach S.T. Roach of the old Dunbar High School. The project is designed to eventually include 5,000 national interviews archived at universities and history centers. For more information on HistoryMakers, go to the featured links section of WTVQ.com. 14 minutes past 6.
And it's time for weather.